Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. I mean, this figure is very fragile. I mean, it includes a drop in fuel prices. Well, we know what's going on in the Middle East and the threat there to oil supply. So we could get a massive increase or spike in fuel prices coming up in the next few weeks, if not months. And it also said that, as you mentioned, rents went down. Well, anecdotally, rents everywhere are through the roof because of demand, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of demand. There's a lot of, particularly in the big cities, as you know, huge amounts of housing shortage, and really, it's not necessarily like if we could just distribute the people in those cities to the places that are available, then we wouldn't have a shortage. But we have a lack of capacity utilization. We have poor policy. We have poor kind of interaction with the property developers around the needs that the society has. So there's a lot of stuff that's going on there in the market that's perpetuating this problem, in addition to, other things you might mention, like student immigration and whatnot, that are putting pressure on rents. Anecdotally, I mean, I've never been in a place where I've had a rent decrease. So, I think that's not as likely as, for example, the banks passing on a mortgage repayment decrease to their customers. I mean, this issue of sort of, what is it really feeling like to people is so big that actually we are organizing, if people who are in Sydney would like to come, a big dialogue on the cost of living problem, because everybody seems to be still talking about it despite these figures. That's coming up on the evening of Monday, the 7th of July. On the fuel point, I mean, one of the things that the Australian government has in its back pocket is that we have a fuel excise tax being applied at the federal level, right? And that tax is about 50 cents on the litre at the moment. So I think probably what's likely is if we did see a really massive market increase of that price, then the government would just wheel back out their kind of, oh, look, we're going to reduce the fuel excise tax and make everybody's lives easier kind of line. And that will be very popular. You can see how hard Chalmers is hitting this monthly inflation figure because he just loves it, right? I mean, this is just absolute political gold for him. And there's still more gold in the, ace in the hole if, in fact, we do get hit with higher fuel prices because of what's happening in the Middle East or any other disruptions to trade.
Yeah, great stuff, Gigi. Thank you very much for that. You explained it very well. Good luck with that round table about cost of living, because I'm sure you'll get some pretty grim stories.